But it cost us. Now I'm with a nerd with a pit full of marshes. I guess you could say that we fly like sauce.
Presented by Sprite, the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host Ernie Johnson, joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. The action tonight out in New York as the Knicks play against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they've won 8 of their last 10, looking really strong. They've got to be pleased. Hey Shaq, a lot of discussion about Dwight Howard. Some feel, and I think you at times, that maybe his offensive game isn't what it should be. Set the record straight for me.
Yes, with his athleticism and the way he runs the floor, Ernie, I've said many times this guy needs to average 28 and 10. His post move sometimes can be somewhat predictable, but defense is the strength of his game, and yes, he is the best in the league, but he can do more.
They like to call him Superman.
Who?
They like to call him Superman.
Well, they call him Superman. What do you call me? Superman!
Really, Superman. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
It's an interconference contest here in the Big Apple, New York, as the Knicks play one at home. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. Here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. You look at Houston. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
The way this team has been playing, Kevin, I would expect them to continue the win streak against this team because, quite honestly, they enjoy a lot of matchup advantages in this one.
But they can't get too caught up in that kind of thinking. I mean, I think it's okay for us to talk about it, but they need to take this opponent very seriously and get down to business.
And the Houston Rockets starting 5. Beverly and Harden man the back. Jones is down low with Howard. And it's Ariza in at the small forward position.
Patrick Beverly is absolutely a hound dog defensively. He's got so much pit bull in him and how he goes about defending people at that guard spot. He's not a big playmaker or scorer. He's basically a three-point shooter and a defensive specialist.
Here's Larkin. Anthony kicks to Larkin. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots it up. Hits the front of the rim and out. And Patrick Beverly, a nice find for the Houston Rockets. Makes an ideal pairing with Harden in the back.
Yeah, he sure does, Kevin, because he's tough, he's defensive-minded. He's a good complement to Harden, and I think any team in the league would love to have him just because of that toughness and that competitive desire.
And it's Houston on the break. Jones is running. That's good. Beverly's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Rockets.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Here's Larkin. Hardaway passes to Anthony. Back to Hardaway. Anthony in the corner. Anthony missing again. New York comes into this following a loss to the Wizards in Washington.
You know, you shoot the ball as poorly as they did that night, you're not going to win many games.
Well, Steve, it's not just difficult to win a game with low shooting percentages like theirs. It's nearly impossible.
Here's AC. Takes it off the glass.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
2. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, the Knicks head coach had a couple of minutes to spend with me. This is their second meeting of the year. The first one didn't work out too well. And his focus this time around is keeping them out of the lane and on the perimeter. They have drivers and finishers. He said he wants his guys to make them a jump shooting team. Guys, we'll see how it goes.
Thanks again, Doris. Hardaway dishes to Carmelo. Pass to Larkin. Rejected by Howard. They get it back. The Knicks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Well, solid numbers for this club from the free throw line this season, shooting about 77% collectively.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
You know, Bargnani, generally a pretty reserved guy overall, tends to go about his business, but there were moments last year where he got teed up for talking trash, so he's got some fire in him.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. The Rockets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Ariza goes in. And the shot is good. Ariza's got his first 2 points of the night. And I remember that play you were talking about with Bargnani. He got into it with Kevin Garnett of all people and got the tech in the process. He definitely will play with fire at times.
And, you know, to get a tech talking to KG of all people, who's a known trash talker, one of the best in the history of the league, people see Bargnani and think he just lopes around for stretches and is nonchalant, but I think there's a fire inside of that guy that the Knicks would like to see more often.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Here's the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been fantastic from three-point land in the last 10. The Rockets number 1. In third, the Knicks.
And the long-range threats, guys, on both these teams really on fire right now. And I think it's a result of good, unselfish basketball.
Here's Larkin. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Anthony. Goes up on the block. Rockets with the rebound. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
Taken away by Anthony. Here's Larkin. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
The New York Knicks were ranked as the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and the team value skyrocketed. The Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion.
And that one's good. The Knicks with the lead. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. So New York going with almost an entire new group. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Bargnani. Smith comes in for Quincy Acey. Early, he's checked in for Anthony. And it's Calderon in for Hardaway. Houston with a big group substitution here. Monty Eunice is checked in for Jones. Smith comes in for Trevor Ariza. Corey Brewer's checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Early, right now averaging 5 points a game. And here's Monty Eunice, and there's the feed to Terry. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first. Here's Brewer. A three-pointer off the mark. New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Calderon in the corner. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Well, he's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Calderon against Smith. Here's Brewer. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Brewer's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. New York trailing. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Really left alone that time.
Wow, this has been a thrilling. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Now here's Terry. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And he lobs it up towards the rim. It's stolen by Early. Here's Larkin. From 7, shot denied. Smith on the wing. It's tipped. Brewer. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the referee is all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. No good on the free throw. The Knicks making a switch here. And he sinks the second. Here's Larkin. No one. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. New York ahead, leading by a point. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Pretty good start defensively. This club forced some mistakes and took advantage, and that's how they built this lead.
And they built the lead because not only have they forced turnovers, but they've taken care of the ball themselves. So that's a winning combination.
New York shooting about 33%, not happy with their play on that end. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Rockets. Terry is out there with Harden. Then there's Brewer. And it's Smith. And it's Moniunas in at the 5. Terry gets to Moniunas. Terry outside. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. It's stolen by Early. To the wing right side. Back to Calderon. Here's the screen. Amundsen the pass to Calderon. 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Hardaway for 3. Can't hit. And it's Houston the other way. Last time they met in Houston.
Yeah, that was an easy one. And the reason was that, remember, they shot the lights out in that thing. Their shooting percentage was off the charts.
Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
And I think when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon, I mean, the numbers show that he was a phenomenal defensive player. 3,830 career blocks, 2-time defensive player of the year. I think you put him alongside greats like Bill Russell, who played before blocks were actually recorded, of course. But we put Olajuwon up near Russell in terms of maybe greatest interior defenders of all time.
And that one's good.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
Here's Calderon. They really needed more from him in that loss to Washington. No matter how good your defense, Clark, how fancy your passing, the ball has to find the bottom of the net.
I would echo that, partner. You got to put it in the hoop. That's the name of the game. Put the ball in the basket. You do that consistently by getting high percentage shots. And then you knock them down, ball game.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, Dwight Howard's certainly excited to be in Houston. He said, having guys like Hakeem and Kevin McHale on my side, I can't lose. They're going to really stay on top of me, and that's what I want. Olajuwon said, I'm like a kid in a candy store. He has the power. Now we're adding finesse to that power. A scary thought, Kevin.
He could be unstoppable, Doris. Thanks.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And it's Ariza in the corner. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely. I think he should have converted that one.
Now, here's Calderon. Defended by Beverly. Here's Anthony. Great touch on the 16-footer. Anthony's got 5 now.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're frustrating for him to miss that when he's that open.
And New York making a change here. Aldridge is checked in. From long range or short, small forwards on this list have been on target for the past 10 games, leading their position in field goal percentage. Number 1, Trevor Ariza.
And when you've got a player like him who can shoot that well, not at center, but at small forward, it gives you a remarkably dependable option every time down the floor.
That is so true, Steve. From 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, his touch is really on target from any distance. Boy, you got to love it. A picture-perfect alley-oop.
A little surprised, though, Clark. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
You know what? Yeah, but it almost makes it a little more special, Kevin. Just grace over power is the way I see it.
Here is Calderon following the basket by Manajunas. Back to Anthony from past the arc. That drops. Anthony's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Harden dishes to Ariza. Back to Harden. The 3, and he gets the bucket. Harden's got the game tied up here for the Rockets.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
Here's AC, averaging 6 points per contest. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Hardaway. No good. And the Rockets take it the other way. In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
New York calls timeout.
Well, you look at Patrick Beverly, and I think he embodies the phrase Chicago tough. And he's relatively unknown growing up and hooping in the playgrounds of West Chicago. He's always played the game with an edge, though, and that served him well as an NBA player.
So for the Knicks, Margnani is checked in for Quincy Ace. Early comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Larkin in for Jose Calderon. Houston with a big group substitution here. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Jones. Smith comes in for Manajunas. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly.
So Beverly learned pressure defense back in high school as the lead guard in a 1-2-2 press. To prepare his team to play that way, his coach had them running stairs, running around the school nonstop for an hour every day. And Beverly still fanatical about his conditioning.
Here is Brewer, following the score by New York. It's stolen by Hurley. Here's Larkin, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot, he'll shoot 2. That's on Dwight Howard. And so Patrick Beverly, taken in the second round in 2009. Clark, the final cut of training camp by the Miami Heat. He spent the next 5 years playing in Greece and in Russia.
You're right, Kevin. Those are physical leagues where they allow a lot of contact. His defense was how he survived. And even now, that's his bread and butter. That's how he plays. He defends.
Smith checked in for Cole Aldridge. And he can't hit the second.
That miss at the line might stick in his craw for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Terry kicks to Smith. Houston moving it around. Pass to Brewer. From deep. And the rebound collected by Early. New York's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Dish now to Larkin. 11 feet away. That one rolling around and rims out.
Well, I like his determination and his attitude and aggressiveness, but the defense wasn't going to back off that shot. They were tight.
Count the bucket. Ariza's got the lead up to 3 now for the Rockets.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Heaves it up. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Rockets lead by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, James, throughout the first half, you struggled with turnovers. Is keeping better control of the ball a major focus for the second half?
Yeah, that's still too many turnovers, especially on forced turnovers. So we got to really lock in on our turnovers, make the right play at all times.
James, we appreciate the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball. It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And I'll tell you what, he was smart with his shot making, too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
Knicks trail by 3. They've got Anthony. Quincy AC out there with Bargnani. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Hardaway in at the 2. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And Anthony gets it to go.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. It's Harden with the drive. Ariza passes to Beverly. 5 to shoot. Off target with his 3. Howard dishes to Beverly. Kicks it out to Harden. Cranes the three-pointer. Harden's got 9.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open three-pointers.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like all-star weekend out there. We know how much defense is played. There's actually defense during the all-star weekend, no D.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the league's elite scorers, no doubt.
No question about it, Kevin. I mean, really versatile as a threat. He can back you down because he's strong. He's a lot stronger than people realize. He can bump and grind with the best of them, and he can face you up. He's got the quick release. He can pull up off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He can post. He can get to the offensive glass. And I think he's become a much more consistent threat from long range as well. So that's why he's got a career scoring average of around 25 a game.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 9. Howard with a screen on Hardaway. There's the lob to the hoop. And Howard with the stop.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game. A potential momentum builder.
Here's Larkin. Following the basket by Dwight Howard. The 17-footer. Anthony missing again.
Great defense there. You really have to challenge him at that range.
Harden outside. Harden draws the double. Back to Howard. The shot is off. And New York the other way now. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Hardaway with it. And it's Harden picking him up. Hardaway kicks to Larkin. Hardaway with it. Averaging 14 points a game. Out to Anthony. Takes the 3. And that one's good. Anthony's got 7 now in this quarter.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
For the Knicks, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Bargnani. Amundsen comes in for Quincy Acey. And it's Calderon in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And a change for the Rockets. Moniunas is checked in. Ariza with the bucket.
How about the passing? They're moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Now here's Calderon. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Anthony kicks to Calderon. Feeds it to Larkin. That falls. Nice speed this time for Jose Calderon.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Now here's Beverly, averaging 8 points a game. And it's Ariza in the corner. Lets the three fly. And another three for Houston.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Knicks trail by 4. Here's Larkin. He has 6. Right wing. Calderon passes to Carmelo from the baseline. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
He's been a different guy in the second half. You guys, his shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Calderon against Harden. Ariza goes in. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. Ariza's got the lead up to 4 now for Houston. New York's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Without question, Trevor Ariza displaying his skills today.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Early, he's checked in for the Knicks. The Rockets also changing it up. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Jones. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. And so here is New York. Here's Larkin. Here's Amundsen. Another shot. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Amundsen's got his first points in this one. Houston's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. And Terry up top, looking for his first basket still in this one. Harden, that's good.
Absolutely on fire from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that's where he's getting his points.
Knicks trail by 5. There's 48 seconds left in the third. And Terry over to help. Calderon dishes to Amundsen. Here's Larkin. That falls. Nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist in this one. For Houston, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Smith sets the pick for Terry. In the corner, it's Brewer. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Josh Smith getting in the way of the defense there.
And the Knicks with possession here. Trailing by 5. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Well, you know that Charlotte game has a lot of attention on it, guys.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Early misses.
Not the best shot. Long range and with a defender right in his space.
And defensively, that's the kind of work he's known for. I mean, he loves to lock you up.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
Larkin. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Rockets ahead. They lead by 7. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway.
Coming up.
And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, we might as well call it the State Farm play of the game. This was just a marvelous piece of coordination between two teammates, completely in sync on the alley-oop.
Rockets leading by 7. Now Beverly, fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Howard is out there with Smith, and it's Brewer in at the small forward. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Beverly. Defense is right there. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Brewer's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Rockets. New York's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. And here's Calderon from deep three-point range. Shot is off.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
Outside Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
You know, typically he's just a role player, but when he does score, it allows the offense to be more balanced.
And the Knicks making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Houston also making some changes. Jones comes in for Smith. And Trevor Ariza subbed in for Corey Brewer. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Over in the corner, Beverly. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. And the Rockets lead by 7.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Calderon kicks to Hardaway. It's deflected. Here's Anthony. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Harden outside. Howard with a screen on Hardaway. And it's Ariza in the corner. Puts it up. It's rebounded by Bargnani. Bargnani's got his 4th rebound in this one. Anthony, the pass to Calderon. Down low, here's Beverly. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals have been assisted. Yeah, passing has kept the defense off balance, but to get assists, you got to make the shots.
Quincy Acey's checked in for Jason Smith. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Rockets.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Here's Calderon. Good work defensively by Jones.
Well, I think one of the stories has been rebounding.
Ariza with it. Now Anthony defending. Here's Beverly. Howard trying to free himself up. And it's Beverly missing. Knicks trail by 10. Calderon with it. That drops.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he's finding it very difficult to score here in the fourth.
Rockets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Now here's Beverly. Howard with this screen on Calderon. Throws it up high, and Howard with the stop.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's where you need to pull that off.
Well, both ends of that play, just fantastic.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Now here's Calderon, defended by Beverly. Hardaway dishes to Bargnani. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half of the field. And everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line. And they found a way to do it here in the second half.
And he gets it to go. And that's 19 points for a reason.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
Larkin, he's checked in for New York. Outside Hardaway. Here's Anthony. It's rebounded by Houston.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
They set the pick. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
What a finish with that hoop.
Knicks trail by 13. The pass to Ace. Kicks to Anthony. Inside. Bargnani trying to free himself up.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. I mean, they're really pushing them around physically at this point. Well, tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. An impressive win for the Rockets.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And playing this team only twice on the year, they have to feel good about their strategy and execution, as tonight they complete a season series sweep against the Knicks.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Trevor Ariza. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
Took him no time at all on that one.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
For Houston, they've gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. 40 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Screen by Howard. Beverly, the pass to Howard. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Well, they've done a great job keeping the fans out of the game today, and the closer they get to the win, the quieter it gets.
Yeah, we call that the sweet sounds of silence. They're going to savor this win, as well they should. Every road win carries a little extra reward.
But their offense has kicked into gear, but seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
Screen by Howard. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, hammers the alley-oop through.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
11 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Larkin kicks to Hardaway. And it's Hardaway again missing. Jones for three. Gets it to fall.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Sport, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Trevor Ariza.